All right, good morning, cyber traders. Happy Monday. Who's excited as much as I am on a day like today? Oh my God, what a catastrophe we're having. Looks like we're having 2008 all over again. It is unbelievable. All right, good. Good to see you, Grant. Oops, there we go. We go. Almost got the mic off in the other one. Good to see everyone. Good morning, Grant. Good to see you, everybody. John, everybody. Hope everyone's excited like I am on this typical Monday. Let me tell you, I've been through this before, and I think I'm seeing the next biggest thing is, the financial crisis. I mean, just looking at all these banks, how they're all intertwined with each other. I know the president's going to be talking about in another few minutes regarding about what's going to happen with this bank, and everyone's very familiar with this one right here. But look at the stock. It was $700 last year. They said the CEOs a couple of less than a week ago, they started taking their bonuses and sold all their stock at 300. I mean, this thing, who knows where it's going to open up at? But let me tell you, Jeffrey, I love your little dollar sign. I like that S. I'm going to start using that. Look, this will be my new logo. Thanks a lot. Pretty cool. Anyway, what an unbelievable market this is going to be. Now, a lot of you people are freaking out. There are people, listen, and you should. You should be freaking out when you see stocks like all these bank stocks and see what they did on Friday. I mean, PACW, look at this thing. This thing is still getting crushed. WAL getting crushed. Actually, make this 2 days so you guys can see a little bit more on what happened, because this all started on Friday. You can see this thing. This was at 60, went down, 45, went up. A lot of us were trading SI. I mean, SI had this really big support levels right around here. Made a nice little pop right around that 285. I actually bought it myself on this one too. I had a couple of, I had a decent block of it, but thank God I got out of it. I got out at right above around 3. I think it was over here when we traded it, right around here, 943. Yeah, around to 220, and it came right back down. I mean, look at all these stocks are getting really crushed. Now, what do we always say? Catastrophes make for opportunities. Okay. So listen, I feel bad for the people that had the money there. They're worrying about payroll. Listen, some of you here have to realize that this is your job. Okay. Have you ever heard something called a foreclosure? All right. Everyone's always like, oh, house on foreclosure, house on foreclosure. Did you think for a second the person that was in foreclosure about what happened to that person? And you're like, and everyone's like, well, that doesn't affect me. Well, this doesn't affect you. That these banks have done, that you can't benefit from it. Now, there could be some bounces. I don't know where, but we're going to see where the buyers showed up on level 4. So when we start going out there, we'll look at them. But this is what you train for. When you missed COVID, okay, and you saw that rally, once again, all those people dying, catastrophe. I get it. I know that. But what do you have to do? Everyone got into trading. So we got to get back into the trading and start getting involved in this. So we got the stock watch list out there. We're going to keep an eye on all these stocks. We have them all listed on the watch list. I'll write them down. SI, FRC, WAL, PACW, SIVB, which is the big one. It's funny, they're not talking about the other ones yet. All right. But definitely there's going to be some opportunities out there. Now, also the big banks got lower hit too. Bank of America, all of them. Look, even Bank of America breaking 52-week lows. They're all going to get affected by this. I mean, and the market's taking a hit. I mean, we were down almost 400 points. We're down 300. We were up this morning. I thought oh, you know what? The bail, everything was going out pretty well. I'm like, maybe it's, a little stability. Let me tell you, people are freaking out. All right. And you know what? There was an analyst on TV, this guy McDonald, he already predicted the stock market's going to go down to 20, 30 points in the next 60 days. Now, as a long-term investor, as an IRA, I'm also very upset. I have my in-laws calling me up. They asked what I do. I mean, we might consider getting out. Listen, we can always buy it back cheaper. But listen, what you're seeing right now is not looking too well. Look at this Dow. When we talked about the Dow, I mean, it had a great rally back in October, and that's not that far. And we were at 28,000. All right. So we had a great rally, but overall, the course of the year, I should point this out, in the past 2 years, we have gone nowhere. Okay. Give or take about 5-10%, give or take. but we're on our way down. You can see what's happening, and this is just a spillover effect. Let me tell you, banks are not lending money. I told you last week I had a meeting. I went to this big event, and there was a lot of big shots there. The retail, the office retail business is dead. It's 50% occupancy. It's gonna be, there's gonna be some type of great opportunities out there. So always remember, this is why day traders do well, because day traders are always in cash, and that's who's going to benefit from it, us day traders. So as long as you're in cash and you're ready there, just sit back. The only bad part, and I was talking to Josh this morning about it, he says a lot of crap out there. Yeah, you know what? This is where you just got to be patient. You just got to wait. You just got to wait. Just be patient. We're going to get there. And that's why you got to be logged into the Cyber Group room. That's why you can be part of the CTU team, because this is what made us, what we are. And this is why we've been doing it for 30 years. Okay. Now, we got all those stocks on the bank list. Like I said, I'm not here to analyze and tell you what's going to happen with them, whatever. We know what's happening. We see what's happening on the level 4. We see the people trying to get out. So just, for everyone out there, I know we got a lot of people on social media too watching this too. Listen, the people on TV are just protecting their ass. You don't think that they're over leveraged, some of these stocks? Okay, you didn't hear about them, all these great deals that they did. What did they say that? What did SIVB do? They said they got into treasuries, and they got locked up in some other stuff. They knew what they were doing. And you know what also they said with that a lot had to do with it? They got screwed on? Interest rates. They raised the interest rates so high that also affected. So listen, they talked about people are starting to default on their car loans now. Okay, we think there's going to be a trickle-down effect. This could be good to probably maybe the Fed will stop raising rates because they ran up too fast. But let me tell you, usually the trickle-down effect, which some people don't believe in trickle-down economics, but I do. What's going to happen is this will trickle down probably within the next 6 months, where people start realizing, they took money on their line of credits to fix their homes. And they thought they were going to, they factored in this amount of money, but it now costs that much. A lot of people budget to do construction in their house, and they bought a piece of plywood at $24 a sheet. Now the thing went up to like $70 a sheet. So, all these things have to come into factor, and trust me, you can't tax your way out of this. So there's going to be some great opportunities us as traders. Just remember, as long as you're in cash. Now, what's moving this morning? I went through this list. Josh went through this list. We had a couple of stocks that were on this list. And, we had we had this stock right here, the CMND had a decent push this morning, cheap, but she's not really going that way or anywhere great. But she is up about 23%, and she did trade about 900,000 shares in pre-market. So we'll keep an eye on that one. Another couple of stocks. This one gapped up huge over the weekend, but she came down pretty hard too. She gapped up almost to 200, up at $1.90. Great moving stock, but we're not obviously trading these expensive stocks, which you already know about. This thing is not going anywhere. Look, we're already at 9%. And a 9% gainer is a $200 stock. Everything was big gainers out there. So there's a lot of crap out there. Not typical Monday, not a lot of news. I don't think a lot of people wanted to come out with news after what happened, with all these bank stocks. So we're not really getting that much out there. But let me tell you, all these stocks out there, PACW, look at this thing. This thing was at 18. It was at 30. It was a $50 stock. They're all being affected by it. Okay. So everyone's talking about, once again, SIVB, Sonoma Bank. What about the other ones? Okay. What about all these others? So, and they're trading now. So whatever this president's talking about with if it's going to be a bailout, whatever, I mean, look, whatever it might do, the truth will be told within the next, I would even say today, okay? They don't even know what they're going to be doing today, because they don't even know what's going on themselves, actually. So they got all I know is the CEOs, they knew what they were doing. They sold their shares. I think the CEO made like $3-4 million he sold in stock. He cashed out. Bonuses were paid out. So they knew what they were doing. All right, now they have to catch up to that. So I don't know what's going to happen. This stock's taking a hit too. Wow, ZION, another bank stock. Did we put that one? That was not on the watch. What the hell? ZION, that one too? They weren't talking about that one, were they? What else is up there? Look, every one of them that we trade is on that losers list. This one I'm not going to be trading. Anything out there also on that losers list? Any of other bank stocks? No. All right. New York Stock Exchange. ZIM is not that bad. ZIME, $22 stock, almost 1 million shares, up $2. That's not bad. This one spread looks big. Look, it's up only was a 14%. All ETFs. I'm not really looking at anything right there. Let me see. Key. Oh, Key's another one. There you go. We didn't talk about that one too, right? Oh my God. Let me tell you what happens with these banks. These banks are backed by other banks. And then those banks are backed by other banks. So it's a trickle-down effect. So remember, by the way, who here was trading back in 2007 during the financial crisis? Remember, it all started with Bear Stearns. And then from Bear Stearns, it trickled down to everybody else, right? Wachovia Bank, Washington Mutual, all these banks that you never heard of. And they were pretty big banks, depending on what part of the country you live in, right? Some of you, they're not always the brand names of Citibank and, Chase and Bank of America. There are over 2,000-3,000 banks. I don't even know, 5,000 banks out there. Lehman Brothers, right? Merrill Lynch, all of them. Some of you don't realize they will trickle down to other banks. And depending on how invested they are is how much in trouble they're going to get. So we could still be looking at a short. But let me tell you, all these stocks right here, they're doing pretty well. Keep an eye on all these triple shorts of the banks. UVXY is obviously one of them. I would keep an eye on, and the UVIX. All these stocks, keep an eye on these stocks right here. These are the only time I've ever traded these ETFs. UVIX and UVXY. You keep an eye on those. Anything else out there? FOS is another one. All those ETFs are doing. So we got WALs taking a hit. FRC taking a hit. That one's down, down 63%. Any other ones in a big? A lot of these stocks actually, just let you know, they all trade in the New York Stock Exchange, most of them. CMA, that's a bank, isn't it? If I'm almost positive. I think CMA is a bank, right? That's another one out there. Wow. They said somebody made, there's Key Bank right there, the one I was telling you about. What else is on that list? This is probably one of the bank stocks too. Oh, it's a sector. Yeah, that's an ETF. That one's coming down. They said that somebody who knew about this short already, somebody made almost like $500 million on this short. Remember what I told you this weekend, what your homework was? Go watch the movie The Big Short, because what happened in The Big Short is what's going to happen with these stocks right here. Okay. So anything I'm missing? Pretty excited about what's going to go on. Anything else I missed? Seems like the CEO withdrawing his funds should be classified as insider trading. Mike Allen on Facebook. Mike, you're absolutely right. Okay. You're absolutely right. Now, do they have immunity? Now, did they do what FTX did and did they donate a lot of money to a certain politicians and so on like that? Who knows, right? But let's see what ends up happening if somebody's going to get accountability to this, because somebody's getting ripped up. But you know who is benefiting from it? You know who also is benefiting from it? I forgot to mention Bitcoin. Bitcoin is up, about 10% today because of all this stuff. Just shows you, now you start weighing the difference. Hey, maybe it's not bad to deal with crypto than when you deal with that. So listen, where there's a catastrophe, there's opportunities. Absolutely, Josh. All right, guys, let's get ready for the market open up. We're going to start about 15 minutes. Once again, I'm going to be traveling later today. I'm going to be out tomorrow. I'm going to be meeting a bunch of you down in Florida. I'm going to be down there for the DTI, the on-site class that we're doing down in Florida. So if some of you are going to be there, I will be down there. If not, obviously all the instructors here at CTU, Josh, Rich, John, Lita, Alex, and everybody else will be here. John will be able to guys take care of you. So I look forward to seeing a bunch of you down there in Florida, whoever's going to be down there. And then I'll be back on Wednesday. But I will be here in the morning trading with you guys. All right. I'm only going down for the day. But let's go out there and have some fun. All right. This is what we train for. So see you back this afternoon.